Hello, this is Alan Fenstermaker, and welcome to another exciting episode of Top Rope TV. This week we went and covered CCW. Thanks to Rob Noxious for allowing us to come and cover the show. And anyways, let's get started with a brief word from our sponsor.
Slay the day, baby.
Dragon Slayer Warrior Wear. Slay the day.
Okay, folks, up next is an interview that I had the honor and the privilege of doing with superstar Adina Steele. So without further ado, let's get right to that interview with Adina Steele. This is Alan Fenstermaker here with Pro Wrestling Archives. I'm here with Adina Steele. How are you doing, Adina?
I'm doing well tonight. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. How was your match tonight?
It was interesting. Izzy put up a fight. It turned into a 2 out of 3 fall match, which was a little bit of a surprise to me. But it was a good night. Came out victorious. Have no complaints.
Okay. Now the women's division in pro wrestling is booming. What do you think about all that?
I'm excited about it. I'm here for it. I'm excited to see where it could go, and I feel like lucky to be around during the time when it really is taking off, and women's wrestling's taken more seriously, for sure.
Do you have any inspirations to wanting to become a pro wrestler?
I think just growing up, I watched all the time with my dad. I'd see it. And as I got older, I didn't really think I would personally do it, but things kind of just aligned and it happened. The opportunity came up, and why not? It's a lot of fun.
Any favorite women's wrestlers that you look up to at all, or?
I think just growing up, I think Lita was definitely my favorite. She was always fun and kind of out there, but I think in general, just everyone in their own way, I could take a little bit from.
Okay. Now, any highlights of your career that you have?
I have enjoyed every match so far. I wouldn't say anything was, I've had definitely exciting experiences, like met some really cool people, but I think overall everything in its own way has taught me something and, helped me better myself.
Now, what kind of training do you do for the ring?
I trained at Backbreakers Training Center. Okay. They're based in Archbold, Pennsylvania. So I train there, and I still, I go a couple times a week and just try to keep up, learn new things, try to figure out new ways to incorporate things into my matches. Okay.
Now, do you have a favorite era or time period?
I think definitely, the Attitude Era. Growing up, like that whole time was just fun, and the age I was at when it was happening, it was just so it really sucked you in, and just really became emotionally invested in it. And we're like, so many holy shit moments where now things don't get pushed quite as far. So I think that was really fun.
What was your favorite holy shit moment?
Oh gosh, I don't know. What was my favorite holy shit moment? I mean, I wouldn't say it was quite a holy shit moment, but Sting was always my favorite. So anytime I'd see him and he'd be coming off of here doing something crazy. I just watched a match the other day. It was him and Vampiro, and I forget exactly what it was they had set one of them on fire to end the match, and I'm just like, this is what I did as a child. This is what I watched, and stuff like that. You don't see it anymore, but it really, you kind of forget for a minute, everything else in the world.
And this is Mr. No Limits.
Mr. No Limits Chris Banks. Follow me.
Awesome, man. Mr. No Limits Chris Banks, the new CCW World Heavyweight Champion, by the way. Now, do you have anything else you'd like to plug or to add?
I don't know. Nothing really.
Okay. Thanks again for doing the interview.
All right. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. thank you, Adina, for doing the interview, and congratulations to Mr. No Limits Chris Banks on becoming CCW World Heavyweight Champion once again. But up next, an interview I did with Isabella, so let's get right to it. Hey, this is Alan Fenstermaker with Pro Wrestling Archives. I'm here with Isabella. How you doing, Isabella?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing awesome tonight. How was your match tonight?
I won.
Yeah, I saw that. Now, what kind of inspirations do you have to become a pro wrestler?
Well, obviously it's WWE and WWF.
Any favorites at all, or?
Mickey James is my favorite.
And what's your favorite era or time period in pro wrestling history?
Honestly, ECW. I love the hardcore.
Nice. That's awesome. Now, any particular highlights of your career?
Honestly, is actually facing the men in this business.
Okay.
I love to be violent. So, yeah. What better way than wrestling men?
Okay. Now, you like the mixed action, and any favorite opponents you've had that you enjoy beating up?
Off the top of my head, all of them. I enjoyed beating all of them up.
Okay. None in particular, or?
No. I mean, I always look fantastic, so.
All right. Now, anything else you'd like to shoot on or plug at all or anything, or?
No.
All right. Well, thanks again for doing this interview.
No problem.
Cool. Thank you, Isabel, for doing this interview. And anyways, up next is the main interview of the night. That's right, you guys saw him earlier last week on SmackDown against Shinsuke Nakamura. That's right, Andrew Backlund. So without further ado, let's get right to that interview. Hey, this is Alan Fenstermaker with Pro Wrestling Archives. I'm right here with Andrew Backlund. How you doing, Andrew?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
Awesome, man. That was congratulations again on being on WWE Raw, WWE SmackDown. That is against Shinsuke Nakamura. What was that like?
It was awesome, man. I got the chance to wrestle the Intercontinental Champion, former NJWP. What is it? I'm sorry, champion. It was awesome. It was awesome.
Okay. Now, do you have any inspirations to become a pro wrestler at all? Or?
Like, do I want to be a pro wrestler?
Any inspirations? Who inspired you to become a pro wrestler?
Oh, who inspired me to become a pro wrestler? Bret Hart was always my favorite growing up. I loved watching his matches, and I guess I would say him. He was the start.
Okay. Now, what are some of the highlights of your career besides being on SmackDown this past week?
I was on Ring of Honor one time as well. Trained with Ring of Honor for a little bit. Wrestled up and down the East Coast, all the way from Boston down to North Carolina, over to Ohio and back. Wrestled in front of 2,000 people with the Insane Clown Posse at the Electric Factory in Philadelphia. Okay. Just lots of great times.
Okay, now what's your favorite era or time period in pro wrestling?
I'd probably be a fan of the late 90s, kind of that Attitude Era.
Okay. Any favorites from the Attitude Era?
It's got to be Stone Cold.
Awesome, man. Stone Cold Steve Austin.
That's right.
Anyway, man, thanks again for doing the interview, man.
Thank you.
Okay, folks. That's all the time that we have left for tonight. But keep tuning in each and every week for Top Rope TV. Thanks again for CCW, and thanks again to Rob Noxious. And anyways, until next time, this is Alan Fenstermaker signing off. Keep your wrestling in a headlock. We'll catch you next time on Top Rope TV. Peace.